Welcome to the latest episode of 305 Vox Populi here in the town of Miami Lakes. I'm Mayor Manny City. We have a great guest today, my good friend Ted Lucas. How you doing, Ted?
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I'm great.
We really appreciate you coming on. Wanted to thank some of our sponsors. We're powered by Miami Lakes Auto Mall. Shout out to Fred Senra. The car business is going buck wild. I mean, it's really interesting to see what's happening with that. They're located at 16600 Northwest 57th Avenue, Miami Lakes. Their phone number is 305-455-3540. And also, shout out to Joseph. I know he brought some great food today for our entire team. But shout out to our film production team, the Matter Lakes Academy Bears. This is a live classroom. What makes this podcast really special is not only our great guests, the great discussions that we have, but knowing that literally this is a real classroom, which is phenomenal. So to our guest today, if you all don't know, now you know, Ted Lucas, the founder and CEO of Slip and Slide Records. If you love music, this is the guy behind folks like Rick Ross, Trina, Trick Daddy, Plies, Khaled at one point, Pitbull. I mean, you name it. We can go down the book. But we wanted to break the ice with one very important question. Why? Why jump into the music business? Why do what you do? Why? I mean, I think that question always breaks the ice, but it's a special question because it gets deep into your thought process.
Correct.
But why?
Listen, so for me, I was that kid that grew up in Miami that put all your hopes and dreams into making it to the NFL. And when I got to college, I realized everybody's not going to make it to the NFL. So I'm in my classroom, the professor talking, and I'm like, this ain't it. This ain't going to work. Like, I'm one of 1,500 people in this class trying to get into the NFL. Everybody's not going to make it. And I'm in classroom in the middle of the professor talking like, what do I want to do? I'm like, man, I love music. I'm always listening to music. And I can't rap. I can't sing. I don't even produce music. But I love music. And I had to find my niche. What works for me? How could I get in the music business? But I knew talent when I see it. I was able to spot talent a mile away. I can see talent in someone else before they seen it in themselves. And that was the one that I found my niche. I said, you know what? I'm going to locate some artists. I'm going to see artists and tell them how I can manage their career and help them become. I tell everybody, it's called the music business for a reason. And some people have to conduct business. Some people are going to rap. Some people are going to produce. Everybody got their role to play. And my job was just get the business done and help my artists get the best deal possible.
That's phenomenal. And you put Miami on the map. We had KC here the other day, and I know you and KC get along really well, man. Yeah. He talked about, putting Miami on the map in the 70s, but what you did in the rap scene, the 90s, 2000s, even today was game-changing. Talk to us, because people believe, no, you got to be in New York. You got to be in Los Angeles, The game here in Miami, how you changed it and how everything happened.
Listen, for me, I take my hat off to people like KC and Luther Campbell and people like that. People don't even know Take It to the House was a sample of KC. A lot of people don't even know that. We went back and gave everybody a little bit of that Miami sound. So when you hear that KC and Sunshine Band in there, you hear it in there. And for me, what they was able to do, open the door and pave the way for people like myself to be able to do it. We didn't have a record company down the street we can take, hey, here go my demo, give me a deal. No, we didn't have to do that. We had to really get it from the mud. I mean, from the mud, there's no way we can walk and just get a record deal. We had to create a buzz here in South Florida and let people know that this buzz is so big that it's going to go worldwide. Believe it or not, you have no choice. Sooner or later, this is going to be on your radar. And what we was able to do is just get a demand so big. Every radio station down here supporting the record. You went in a nightclub, you heard the record. It was no way, if you came to South Florida, you didn't hear about the Miami sound that we was able to create. And like I said, I take my hats off of people like Betty Wright and Casey and the Sunshine Band and Luther Campbell. What they was able to do, it allowed me to say, hey, if they did it, I can do it. I didn't have no internship. I didn't have nowhere to go. Just, hey, I got to figure out a way to do this. I'm the one that used to take records and put them on the shelf at a local local record store and come back probably an hour later and those 20 CDs or so. I go back. We were talking about selling CDs out the trunk. I did that. From Homestead to West Palm Beach, Friday, dropping off CDs to get it done.
That's so powerful, and I think a lot of folks nowadays, especially young people, don't see that, don't understand that grind, man.
Yeah.
Going out there and selling CDs. I mean, how did you do it? I mean, because that and taking from selling CDs from the trunk of your car, Slip and Slide Records, and I believe you have a partnership with Is it Warner
Warner,
Music?
yes.
Think about how amazing that is. Grinding. No internship, no nothing.
No.
Making it happen, selling CDs, and then getting to the point where you're literally at the top of the game with Warner, with all those folks, and you still have those partnerships
Still,
today.
today, correct.
So how does that work? How do those partnerships work, and with Warner and all that?
I tell everybody, so listen, do you really, really believe in yourself? That's a question you have to ask yourself, because for us to get our first distribution deal, which was through Warlock Records, Red Distribution, and Sony. That was 3 distribution fees just to get Trick Daddy first album in the stores. And be honest, they didn't want to give us that distribution. We had to put up collateral. Just like if anything else, if somebody don't believe in it, they're going to say, hey, just in case we ship these records out and they don't sell and they come back, it costs $1 to ship the records. It's going to cost us $3 to ship the records back. We got to have some type of collateral to put up just in case these records don't sell. Well, we had to put up $50,000 before Trick Daddy first album came out. So the distributor didn't have no responsibility. If the CDs don't sell, don't work, they didn't have no responsibility. But I thank God every day, man, because before that record came out, our pre-orders was over $100,000. And before the release of Trick Daddy first album, www.thug.com, no, that was based on a true story. Before Based on a True Story, the distributor called me back and said, you can come pick up your deposit. So we put up a deposit. That's how much we believed in our music. Here go money, just in case it don't sell that you think it's not going to work, but we know it's going to work. Here go the deposit. Before the release hit the stores, our pre-orders from all the distributors all around the country was over $100,000, and I was able to pick my money back up before it came out. And I tell everybody, I think it's 99 or 98, the Super Bowl was here. And what we did, man, is all these people coming to our city to enjoy the Super Bowl. They're going to be all the nightclubs. I took all my friends and I say, let me do me a favor. I need you to go stand next to that DJ and make sure every DJ at every nightclub that's popping, every 5 songs they play, I want them to hear Trick Daddy record. You don't know Nan. You don't know Nan. That record right there changed everybody's life, man. We put somebody next to every DJ in every nightclub, 30, 40, 50 people. Your job on Friday night, stand next to the DJ. Hey, how you doing? Remember me? Can you play the Trick Daddy record? And they did it. And I'm going to tell you something. And I think it's 98, 99, we won the Super Bowl because it was a Slip and Slide record Super Bowl in my office on that Monday morning after the Super Bowl. Every major label from all distributors was in my lobby. And I was in there calling audibles like Don Shula. I was in there calling audibles. Nah, that's not going to work. Please get your owner back on. Get Tommy Mottola on the phone. Tell Tommy,
Wow.
That's not going to work. I need better. Can you send Universal Records in here? Please have my assistant. Can you tell Universal to come in? Sit down and talk to Universal. Nah, that distribution fee ain't going to work. Can you send Atlantic Records back in here, please? Did you get a chance to talk to your boss? Did your boss agree on the distribution fee? And it was like hot chairs in my lobby from all the major labels, from Sony, Universal, Atlantic. All the distributors were sitting in my lobby, and I was in there. I didn't have to run to New York. We made them come to us and sit down and negotiate. Great feeling.
Man, that's amazing. You know what I mean? Talking about, and again, going back to selling the CDs in your trunk, putting up collateral,
Yes.
to where everybody's like, yo, I don't even need collateral.
Yeah.
I just want you guys on board.
Exactly.
I mean, that must, you're right. You won the Super Bowl.
They
And
won
you
the Super
guys,
Bowl.
but not only that, you elevated folks with you. And I think that's what, being in your position, the amount of people that I mean, just going down that list and talking about, Trick Daddy, Trina, Ross,
Yeah.
Khaled. I mean, I remember DJ Khaled. Remember Club Rendezvous that exists right here?
Yes.
Khaled this is way back in the days. It's like probably 2000, 2001. Khaled would stand outside.
Yes.
Trying to get people in. Like, hey, what's up? I'm DJ Khaled. Hey,
Yeah.
here's, come into Club Rendezvous. And now the dude's, doing incredible things.
Amazing.
You
man.
know, so that's kudos to you for really pushing that and elevating folks.
No, I tell everybody, man. Khaled would call me at 6 in the morning. Hey, I need this Rick Ross record. Hey, I need Trick Daddy on this record. One thing I take from Khaled is work ethic. You cannot stop it, man. This guy's work ethic is unbelievable. He believes in himself, and people don't understand. This guy don't even rap, but he puts stuff together so great, and his work ethic, his determination. Again, think about him. He wants to start a record company. He want to put out an album. How could you do this, Khaled? You do not rap. It's supposed to be no doors closed, no way it can happen, and he proved everybody wrong. I love it, man. I respect him to the fullest and what he's been able to accomplish. And been able to do is amazing to see what he's did. Like you said, see him outside a club, telling people to get in and passing out CDs to what he's been able to accomplish today. Hard work, dedication, it definitely paid off for him.
Yeah, I don't know. And that mindset, we the best, right?
Yes.
He's always starting off with that. That sets the
Yes.
tone
Yeah.
for everything else.
But he
so.
believed in it. Think about that name, We the Best. People don't understand. They hear it, but do you understand? He let everybody in the world know We the Best. And he meant that. And he was going to put his company on the top. And he just stood behind it. He talked it into existence. And it worked.
No, talking that to existence. You're absolutely right. What would you say is the biggest lesson, life lesson that was learned in the creation of Slip and Slide Records?
Yeah. For me, that going back to 1998, that Super Bowl, 1999, the work ethic, what it took to get that done, you have to do it again, again, and again. And you have to take it to the next level every time. So that's my lesson I have been able to learn is that a lot of people accomplish things and get things done, and then they stop. No. We are put here to continue to work and push it to a whole nother level. And that's something that I learned. Like I could have said, oh man, I made it. Put my feet back, sold a couple records and stopped. But nah, that ain't it. Every day you get up, I have to duplicate that. I go back to that classroom sitting in college and saying, what I'm gonna do? So I have to wake up with that same mentality and push myself every day to push it to a whole nother level. Growth is so important.
KC mentioned that when he was here, he was like, look, the amount of one-hit wonders.
Yes.
Out all over the world. They get happy. They get that one hit. They're like, oh man, we're good. We'll make some money, but it's over. He's like, no, you have to continuously get better.
Correct.
And talking about that mindset and your artists, like the other day, I'm a big Nipsey Hussle fan. Rest in peace. The marathon continued. I remember just asking you, and I was like, you're like, no, we've done music. We did music with Nip, with Ross, and all that. So outside of your label, who would you say is one of the more inspirational artists that you had an opportunity to work with? I mean, you worked with everybody that you've learned some lessons from or the mindset. Who are some of those folks?
I would have to say Jay-Z. That was a experience of a lifetime to me to see somebody who started the same way I started and to come back and be the president of his distributor. Think about it. This guy couldn't get a record deal. Nobody wanted to give him a record deal. Then he finally get a record deal with Def Jam. Then he comes back and becomes to be the president of Def Jam. And he did that to own his masters. He got his masters back by being the president of Def Jam. And he didn't just stop right there. Most people, hey, I got a record deal. Now I'm the president of Def Jam. That's it. Nah. He keep pushing more and more, accomplishing more, and showing that he's more than just a rapper. So for me, just to sit down with Jay-Z and to do the Rick Ross deal was one of the kind. Like, it wasn't no negotiation. He knew what I had capabilities of doing, and he just went in and made sure that what I was asking for, if it was worth it, he explained it to the distributor. We sat down at the table. In a matter of about 5 minutes, that deal was done because they knew I had facts to what I was saying. It made a lot of sense. I wasn't asking for something that was unreasonable, and he made it happen, and he just passed a lot of knowledge on to me and allowed me to sit there and just see, hey, man, this guy was a rapper, man. Now he's the president of his company. And passing that knowledge on was something that I could never, it's priceless.
Yeah, Jay-Z really is doing amazing. From where he used to rap, where he came from, I think, Marcy Projects to, when he had It's a Hard Not Life.
Yes.
I remember that first hit. I was all about it, and to where he's at today.
Yes.
I mean, you're absolutely right. That is
He
really
pushed the
uplifting.
culture to a whole nother level, man. That's so important. That's what I mean by growth and continue to push the culture. So for one person to me, I think that he is open the doors for other artists to continue to grow and do the things that he's been able to do and just allow people to get better contracts, allow people to negotiate better deals because he pushed the culture.
No, that's amazing. And the one thing I appreciate about you the other day, we were talking about it, was we see everything that's happening in Miami where with the tech scene, where people investing here and all that. Your main thing to me was like, hey, we got to take care of our people. We got to make sure the homegrown 305 folks, they have those opportunities. So anything that you're doing right now, and I know you're advocating for that to make sure that the tech industry specifically helps the folks here locally. Anything else that you're doing with that? Talk to us about what role do you play, Sip a Slide plays. I know you have a foundation. If you can expand upon that.
For me, this is the most important time. Listen, I thank God for what I've been able to do in the music business, but it's more than just music for me. Music has changed my life and gave me an opportunity to be able to accomplish some great things. But I feel that technology now in 2021 coming to Miami can do the same for some young kid that's growing up. Everybody can't be a rapper. Everybody can't be a baseball player, basketball player, football player, but we got to just give them another opportunity. And last year, we didn't have technology here like we have now. Now it's here in South Florida, and I think that we have to take advantage of it. All these companies coming from Silicon Valley and coming from all over. I think here in South Florida, we should have the best education system with technology around the world. If all the big tech companies here and everybody's coming here, I think that it's so important that our kids start learning technology in the ninth grade. Not wait until you graduate to go to college or whatever. Technology should be installed into our high schools in the ninth grade. These kids should be able to get an internship in the ninth grade. Turn around, get an internship in the 10th grade. You're doing what you got to do, everything right. 11th grade, get an internship. 12th grade, get an internship. And you know what happened when they graduate from high school? They're working at some of these major companies. I think that's what we have to put in place. Teaching technology to our kids and making technology cool. It ain't just you have to be an A student to be in technology. You have those talents in you already, and people just have to be able to have access to it. So I want to be able to teach our community. I want to empower our community. It's somebody right now that's working at, say, Walmart, but they might have the next clubhouse inside of them or the next technology that people are waiting to hear about, but they don't even know where to go. I want to have a location where kids can come and say, hey, this is my idea. How can you help me bring it together and possibly fund my startup company? I want to be able to fund startup companies. I think that's important to make sure that Miami is not just sitting here saying, oh, so happy. All the tech companies are here in Miami. No, how do we bridge that gap and make sure Miami is a part of it? Not just, they hosting these big tech companies and all the stuff that's going on here in Miami. I want to make sure our kids, our community is a part of it, and that these companies are funding some of the startups. I think it's very important that we get involved in, if you hear about it, reach out, find out things, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, man. It's important that I'm going to make sure that that's something that I do. I'm going to bridge that gap.
No, that's really, really powerful. So I think part of the kind of creating a Ted Lucas Shark Tank, right?
Yes.
Where folks come in, young people come in, it's like, hey, I got this idea.
Yes.
And I think that's the powerful part is where you're like, hey, I'll fund it.
Correct.
I'll put down that seed money
Yes.
to help you out. And I think that's so because you're right. A lot of people never get the opportunity. Last night we had a council meeting and I had some of my colleagues criticize me because whoever wants to participate or be an intern in my office, I never say no because you never know. If you do say no, you never know who you're saying no to.
Correct.
And giving them that opportunity. Some of my colleagues were like, "No, but you have to vet people and sit down with them." And I was like, no, if somebody wants an opportunity, we should open that door because you never know where that could lead.
Correct.
And I think having that mindset, saying, "Hey, we have to give our local kids a chance."
Yes.
Not only talking about it, but putting down that cash is that seed money is so powerful.
I agree. Think about what you're doing today. We're in a classroom where we're giving these kids a chance to do this. They might own Channel 7 one day. Somebody here could own Channel 7, own Channel 10. Like, we giving opportunities, and you didn't go and get the best professional guys that work at this particular network to come do this. You gave kids opportunity. That's what it's about to me. I really believe in that. Somebody gave me an opportunity. I didn't know nothing about music. Listen to me. My mom them didn't send me to music school. Wasn't no engineer, nothing. Somebody gave me an opportunity, and I took advantage of it.
Yeah, that's and you hit it on the head. Just you being here today and the kids hearing the story in the school and everything. Wait a second, this dude's a local guy who did this, who brought these artists up, and look what sitting with Warner, with Jay-Z, just sharing that Jay-Z story.
Yes.
How powerful is that? Going from the trunk of your car.
Yes.
Homestead, you name it, Miami, wherever it is, to sitting down with Jay-Z and brokering a deal.
You know what's so funny? If you think about it, I'm in Miami Lakes. It was a place called Miami Tapes that was here in Miami Lakes. They was the ones that manufactured and put the Trick Daddy CDs together right here in Miami Lakes.
Wow.
So those same CDs, we would have to go to Miami Tape, pick up the cassette tape, and then go to Homestead to drop them off to the flea market or the local store and go all day in the U-Haul truck. We'd pick them up at Miami Tapes here in Miami Lakes, go to Homestead, drop the CDs off, ride all the way to West Palm Beach, drop the CDs off. By the time we get to West Palm Beach, they calling us back saying, hey, I need another 100 because we sold out. We're not going to make it to the weekend. Like, what? So we drive all the way back down and drop off more CDs right here in Miami Lakes, Miami Tapes, right there in off I don't know the street number next to Burger King. I never forget that.
Yeah, I remember when those were some of my first CDs, Slip and Slide record CDs. I remember when we played a summer league game. I think I had told you that story, and we played at Northwestern, and that's when Take It to the House came out.
Yes,
And we were like looking around so intimidated because they would jam out, and that's where the video happened. And
exactly.
and I think it was Winsome Frazier. I think
Yeah,
he was part of the video, and he
correct.
was playing for Northwestern at the time. It was what you did for the scene at the time was so powerful. Everybody
Yeah,
was jamming out to Slip and Slide, and I mean everywhere you went. So going forward, the future of Slip and Slide Records, future of Ted Lucas. We know you're going to be helping with seed money, but on the music side, what's the future? What are you guys doing now? Where do you see the industry going? Where do you see Slip and Slide going?
got it. So we're gonna continue to give new kids opportunities, man. I tell everybody, it's now more about your social media. You are your own channel. Before, when you grew up, we couldn't wait to get home and watch MTV to see our new rapper, or wait to get home to see BET to see 106 in Park. Well, those days are over now. Your social media is that. Kids are watching you all the time. So we got some great artists that can sing, can rap, can produce, or whatever. But I tell them, man, listen, I need you to make sure you engage with your fans. Your fans are involved. And I wake up in the morning and tell them, hey, man, good morning to your fans because they want access to everything you're doing. And that's a good part. So now I'm teaching kids how to make sure they engage with their fans constantly. And wake up in the morning, just do a good morning rap, or sing a good morning, and then something at lunch to let them know. We got some great artists. Tenier is one of our artists that she's doing very good. I seen him coming out this Friday. Um, Sebastian Michael, kid that I signed from Sweden. He attended Berkeley and Boston Music School. This kid, I found him singing on the sidewalk with a guitar. People putting money into it. I said, if this guy come here and he sounds this good that he sound on YouTube, I'm going to sign him. But right now, he got the #7 song on the Urban AC chart currently today.
Wow.
iHeart had a Music Artist of the Month on all our stations around the country. So he's doing great for us as well. Artist by the name of Mike Smith from down south that I'm very excited about as well. The Efforso De Niro's out of Broward County. So I'm gonna tell you to put South Florida artists on the map. Listen, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I tell everybody, man, it's a little aqua and green out of this. If you cut me, it's gonna bleed out. On this side, it's a little dark green and orange that bleeds out. I'm a Miami diehard, man. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to continue to put Slip and Slide Records on the map, just like University of Miami, just like Miami Dolphins, just like Miami Heat. I love my city, man. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and nobody's gonna stop that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I've been able to open the door and help us on the music scene. Now I gotta do the same thing on the tech side.
No, you're absolutely right. The pandemic, the COVID pandemic, we know it's changed how we do business in the town. It's changed how the way everybody does business. What's your biggest takeaway from this past year for you, for your industry, how it's changed the way that things work? What's happened with this last year?
Last year, I think what it did for me, it put me on timeout to revisit, think like honestly, it allowed me to stop just hustling and bustling so much and say, hold up, reschedule yourself, move some things around. What do you want to do? And tech is something that came to me. Before the pandemic, I never even thought about tech. That was for the smart kids with all the A's and the people that's doing technology. But what pandemic has been able to do is make me open my eyes and see, Ted, you got to do more for your community. You got to be able to impact this community more than just music. And I'm gonna continue to do music, but it allowed me to see what can I do to impact my community and make a difference. And that's something that the pandemic has allowed me to do. I would never even thought about tech if it wasn't for the pandemic. It allowed me to sit down, revamp my mind and think about what can I do to help out. So
That is pretty cool. So now that you brought it, I'm just gonna play that the first portion of Take It to the House, because when you talked about sampling KC, so I and bringing Miami all together. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna.
let's do it.
Get down.
Yes, sir.
Slip and slide records. Get down. Finna take
Yeah,
it
you
to
can
the
hear the
house.
KC. You can hear it.
Get on up and get down. Calling my peoples all across.
Yeah.
That first set is so powerful.
Unbelievable.
It's so Miami, and it
Exactly.
kind of flipped everything upside down here for our community. So we really appreciated that song. How many records has Slip and Slide sold? I mean, because you started in your trunk, so I just want to know from then to now. And I know now the way that records sell
Yeah, it's
is a bit
now.
different.
Yeah.
But I know you guys have gone platinum a bunch of
Correct, a whole bunch
times.
of times. So we over 30 million records sold and over 2 billion streams. to date. Over 30 million records sold and 2 billion streams to date.
The biggest, which one was your biggest hit?
Oh man!
Well, I don't want to. Yeah, you got a lot,
it's so many of them, but I could tell you, "Take It to the House" gets sampled constantly. You think about it, man. It's right now. Somebody's gonna play it in a basketball game tonight, and they're gonna play it in a football game. So that's one of our biggest records. And Rick Ross, "Every Day I'm Hustling" is a big one. And another big record is "Let's Go." If you want it, that's another one, big record that did very well for us. And Plow's got some great ones as well, man. I tell everybody, I've been truly blessed to be able to have a catalog that I can, leave behind for my family, man. That been able to go out and work and be able to just raise the culture of my family to a whole nother level, man. That's a great feeling.
Yeah, and I think that's you're absolutely right. You're a great family man. I always see you with your family and here in the lakes and talk to, because I think that's something in politics and music and everything. Sometimes with success, people forget what's important in life. So talk to us about how that balance works.
All right, I'm going to start off with you. I never forget, I'm in a restaurant and you came up to me. A lot of people don't know my face, but they know my name. And you came up to me and introduced yourself. Like, man, the mayor coming to me and introducing himself to me. That right there, I told you before, man, it made me feel good. Because sometimes when you get involved in politics, people be on a high level so high that they don't even come down to be a normal person sometimes because they get caught up into what's going on. And I never forget, I called my wife, like, hey, I'm in a restaurant just getting something to eat. And the mayor came up to me. That was a great feeling, just letting you know that, just to know that you're real, somebody that you can relate to. And I appreciate that. And what you're doing here in the city of Miami Lakes is very important. It's been the best place, man. Over the last 20 years, me and my family, I raised my family here. This is home for me. You know what I'm saying? And I tell everybody, Miami Lakes took me from being a boy to allow me to be a man. When I first moved to Miami Lakes, late 20s, didn't know what the world I was doing. I just know I always growing up, I grew up in Carol City. When you came to Miami Lakes, this was beautiful, And I felt like when I grew up, I wanted to live in Miami Lakes. And when I got the chance to live here and growing up here and just raising my family here, and I first moved in my house, man, I started crying, man. Like, little kid like me really accomplished. Getting a house here in Miami Lakes has been one of the best feelings in the world. My family love it. Me and my wife go out. Everybody know her because she's always out working and doing different things and running miles throughout Miami Lakes and doing the things she do. It's just been an awesome experience for me. And I really appreciate Miami Lakes opening open arms up to and teaching me and showing me the way.
No, I appreciate that. And being humble is something, I mean, you showcase it all the time. You're walking around super humble. Never see you kind of like bodyguards or anything. Always, walking around. And that's the same approach that I take. You know what I mean? We're human beings.
We're human beings,
and we get, God gave us this platform, being the CEO, being the mayor. We got to help other people. And I think that's what it's all about. One of the last questions I have for you before I turn it over, and I'm going to allow you to ask some questions of me if you want to. So, adversity, and going through that. How important has learning from adversity and growing all these years? Because I know it's helped me as mayor. I sort of embrace adversity, and I think as leaders, we can't run away from it. We're the head. We gotta embrace it. But talk to us about the importance of adversity, overcoming it, and kind of embracing it.
Got it. So for me, listen, man, I put all my faith in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. God has been so good to me.
God is good.
I come to realize that life is like growing up here in Miami. Sometime a hurricane is going to come. Regardless of whatever we think, we don't know when. We might go 5 years without having it. But sometime you're going to be in that valley, and you're going to be on that mountaintop. That is life. That's a part of it. Nobody just goes through life without any trials, tribulations, and things like that. And my faith in God has just allowed me to be able to accomplish some great things. I tell you, I'm an only child, man. No brothers, no sisters, nobody. And I didn't know how to get in the music business. Nobody but God allowed this to happen. And it's helped me through everything. Like, I didn't know music business. I learned everything. I put my faith in God, prayed about it, and He has opened tremendous doors for me to be able to accomplish what I've been able to accomplish. And adversity is going to happen, y'all. I promise to tell you. It's nothing. You can't avoid it. You ain't going to get away from it. Trials and tribulations will come, but you got to keep your faith and just keep your head down and work, man, and keep going and don't give up. That's so important.
No, yeah, that's absolutely right. So you got as we wrap up, you got any questions for me? We always kind of flip the script at the end of at the podcast, but you got anything you want to ask me?
I think you cheated on this one because I should have waited till now, but just opening up a restaurant that was needed. It's funny. How did you know that man, we don't have that breakfast spot here in Miami Lakes that we can get up in the morning. Every time I go to Marriott Cafe, it's crowded. You got a line, and people really enjoy and appreciate. How did that come about, and what made you say, I want to open up this breakfast spot, Marriott Cafe, here in Miami Lakes?
So, being the mayor of the town, I would always find myself leaving Miami Lakes to go to the mayor's in Pembroke Pines, and we did it so many times that conversation happened with the mayor of Pines at the time. I was like, "Why don't you open up one in Miami Lakes?" And he was like, "No, you do it if you want to. I'm not gonna do it." So we ended up jumping in. Didn't know the game. I thought what we see on TV is that the restaurant business is not. You show up, you shake hands. No way, man. Like I'm still cooked. 2 weekends ago, I cooked for about 6 hours. Me cooking myself, going to pick up, driving our van, picking up, doing deliveries. But it's part of the grind. It's part of the adversity. But yeah, I saw the need and I was like, let's try it out. And it's, thank God. And talking about how God is good, it's worked out. But part of it too is embracing adversity. I could have said, hey, I don't know how to cook. Like how you with the music industry. I don't know music. I'm not gonna. No. Let's do it. We're gonna jump in head first. We're gonna hit our heads against a wall once in a while.
Yeah.
But we're gonna learn and we're gonna move forward. So yeah, I've gotten to a point that I know how to cook every single thing on the menu.
So you saying that French toast? You know how to prepare that French toast?
Oh, all day.
That thing, that's dangerous for me. I try to keep it together, man, but that French toast be calling me constantly. We keep it in our house.
The producers here love it. They eat it.
I thought it was just me, right? I thought it was just me. Nah, great recipe, and the food is just delicious, and I appreciate you because I really was thinking about it. I'm the same. I have to go way to Pembroke Pines to go get breakfast, and that you put a shortcut together, and it allowed me to stay here to eat great breakfast here in Miami Lakes, and I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate it, Ted. And you got anything else for me?
No, man, listen, you just keep doing what you're doing and just the mayor is delivering food. The mayor is cooking food. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Like, you're not too big not to get your hands dirty. Do what you have to do to make it happen. And that's just a great feeling. And I appreciate what you're doing to keep up the good work.
No, I appreciate that. And thank you for coming on today because you can see, I mean, I'm sure everybody that's here is going to leave inspired, but everybody that's going to watch from home is going to be like, what? The whole story and understanding and I keep going back to that, but starting from selling CDs in your trunk.
Yes.
To then sitting down with Jay and Ross and brokering a deal. Like,
yes,
yo, that's hard work. That's inspiration. And I appreciate that. And especially now you're saying, hey, if there's anybody out there that wants to do what Ted is doing, that wants to jump into tech, reach out. He's willing. If you have a good idea, he's willing to put up the seed money, which is super powerful.
Yes, it's important.
So I appreciate you, Ted. Make sure you check it out. Slip and Slide is still moving forward.
Yes.
Ted is doing great things in the tech industry. We'll be working with him. And if you got a good idea, you're a young person here in Miami, you got to come see Ted Lucas.
That's right.
So we'll see you next week, Wednesday. Tune in on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Take care.